Legend of Total War here, and today I thought I'd bring a bit of extra Total War news because there's some information that's just become available, and I thought I'd talk about it and let you know my thoughts. The previous video that I made on Troy was really well received, so see if we can do it again. Anyway, so the next Total War Saga game is going to be actually Fall of Samurai. Now that does not mean that the Total War Saga Troy leak is fake. This is not a new game. So what they're doing here is they're just taking the Fall of the Samurai DLC, which is a standalone expansion. What that means is that you don't actually have to own the base game in order to play Fall of the Samurai. You can just purchase it without Shogun 2. And they're rebranding it as a Total War Saga Fall of the Samurai. And if you haven't already purchased it, I would recommend Fall of the Samurai. It is a pretty good standalone expansion. And really is, I guess, the benchmark for what a Total War Saga game should be. Now, Thrones of Britannia, it was not a great title, but they did use Fall of the Samurai as their benchmark, and they explained that a lot when they were developing it. And they fell short of it for a number of reasons. I'm not going to go into too much detail with that. Now, there's, I think, a really clever other reason why they're doing that, and that is, I think, the next actually developed Saga game is coming soon. Whether that be Troy or not, we still don't know. It probably is. We don't know though. And well, what's going to happen when it's, you know, the second title in a relatively new brand? Well, people will look at what the first one was. Well, the first one was Thrones of Britannia, which is still currently sitting on mixed reviews on Steam. It was not a good title. Some people like it, most people don't. It's not very well played today. It sits at roughly between 300 and 600 concurrent players. It's not well played. Anyway, so if they're going to sell the next Saga game well, they kind of need to just shove Thrones of Britannia away and be like, oh no, just don't look at that one. Okay, here's another one that we have in the Saga family that's actually good. So what they've done, and I don't think it's necessarily bad or scummy, it's just funny, that's all, is that when it comes down to advertising the next Saga game, you know, Troy, what they'll be doing is they'll say, from the creators of a Total War Saga Fall of the Samurai, come a Total War Saga Troy, or whatever the next one is going to be. And they're just going to completely bury Thrones of Britannia. Oh, Thrones of Britannia, it don't exist. You know, don't look at that one. Look at this one here. Because we already know that this one is really well received by the community. So it's a very clever marketing strategy. I don't have any problem with it. I just find it hilarious because I think it's going to work. I think that people are going to forget what Thrones of Britannia was like. Because this one, we already know it's a good game because it's already been out for, you know, better part of 8 years. Now, if you haven't already got Fall of the Samurai, this is what you get out of it, okay? This is not going to be an entirely new title. There's not going to be any updates to the game. If you've been playing Fall of the Samurai for years, there is going to be no updates here. So don't expect any updates, any bug fixes, any new content. It's really just a rebranding. But if you don't own Shogun 2 or Fall of Samurai, purchasing it now as a Saga game is going to allow you to get the extra DLC factions, with the exception of the Blood Pack. Now, if you own Shogun 2 and you own the Blood Pack, but you don't currently own Fall of the Samurai, the Blood Pack from Shogun 2 will apparently transfer over to Fall of the Samurai. So these blood packs can be a bit confusing, and when I first saw it, I thought, because it says that you get everything except for the blood pack, I thought it was going to be a way for them to basically scam me out of another $1.50 to purchase yet another fucking blood pack. But that is apparently not the case, and until I see some evidence otherwise, I'll state that you don't. If you already purchased it for Shogun 2, you shouldn't have to purchase it for this, which is good. So essentially, when I see a Total War Saga Fall of the Samurai show up in my Steam's list instead of it being under Shogun 2, I shouldn't have to pay anything extra and I'll still get the exact same experience. It's just going to be part of the Total War Saga family, which is fine if you want to rebrand it. Obviously, they want to put a lot of effort into cleaning up its the brand trust, I guess, in the Saga side of things, which I can understand. You know, Thrones of Britannia, it didn't do well in terms of, not necessarily in terms of sales, but in terms of keeping the player base entertained. You know, it didn't do very well. So doing some rebranding is a must. Now, I'll leave a link to this blog post in the description so you can check it out. And also, there's some information here on the Reddit if you want to look into this and be part of the conversation, because they do read the Reddit, probably more so than anything else. So if you're happy with what they're doing here, yeah, let them know. If you're not happy, also let them know. Reddit's probably the best place to let your voice be heard, as far as I'm aware. And there is no way in hell I'm going to be able to get this video to 10 minutes. There just isn't enough information here to go over. I could painstakingly just read over it all, but I don't want to waste an additional 4 minutes of your time. Anyway, that's the end of this one, and I'll see you next time, fuckers.